were trekking in the remote places in India, and then before they knew it, they were surrounded by lots of fire everywhere, and they didn't know where to go or what to do, and 10 people died. But imagine if they had the data to know the weather data where the fire was spreading, so we could have saved 10 lives there, which is a lot. And now some data. 1,000 people have died in wildfires in California. 4 million acres have been burnt down, which is a lot of land. $2 billion have been spent on just fighting these fires, and 100,000 wildfires have happened, which is one reason for a lot of global warming. This is a big problem as lots of lives have been lost, and the government is affected by a lot of wasting money on these, and it is interrupting lots of businesses on their way.
So our solution for this is creating a web app that can connect to people. So it tells us where their location is. So they can upload a photo if the website thinks there is like a wildfire nearby. So when they upload that photo, the app can determine whether there is a wildfire or not. So then it empowers people to take action. So other people can tell people using the web app. And so the way our product is unique is people can take action without having to wait for firefighters, and this can help stop wasting a lot of money. And
so this might look something like this in an actual app, although a bit prettier. So at first the app will it'll use weather data like, oh, the weather here is very similar to this other wildfire that happened like a month ago. And it'll circle it in yellow and say, hey, there's a wildfire here, you mind checking it out. And then once you actually get there, you can upload the photo. And then we'll use the Google Cloud Vision API to actually check if it's a wildfire or not. And once we do, we'll be able to turn it into a red circle, and that way everyone that's also using the app in the area can know that, oh, look, there's an actual fire here. Yeah, if we have a bit of time left, so we'll just go over the GitHub code quickly. So it's built in Node.js and Express, and yeah, it uses the Google Cloud Vision API to check if the image is actually a wildfire or not. Just see that. Do you have any questions?
Thank you for sharing your idea with all of us. I wanted to ask, with this idea, I mean, the impression I got from it was that this is going to be used for people of like any background if they like hiking. How would you, so suppose I'm in the hills and there's a wildfire and I take a photo and I upload it, where does that go to? Do you mean other users are going to see it, or emergency services would? Does that mean something to do with it?
It would get uploaded to our web server, and then that would process it all, and it would then give feedback back to other users to see that there's a fire. However, emergency services could also connect to this service and be able to get notifications like, oh, there's been a fire reported in this exact location, and that way firefighters can get there a lot faster than they normally would.
Thank you.
Great presentation. So have you guys thought of what might happen if it's in a remote area, for instance, and there's no connectivity? Maybe in the future iteration of the product?
Well, since we can have some data downloaded onto the device through cookies, etc., we could still have the yellow circles showing up saying, oh, there might be a wildfire over here. And that way even users without a connection can still see, oh, there might be one over here, so we might want to plan around it instead.
Thanks.
There's still someone's chair.
What? If you're ready?
Were you sitting here? That's what I tried, but it's not. The angle's not great. It's okay.
Hello, I'm Amir, and this is my group. And we are, well, our group name is Space Titans. Yeah, these are our roles. Yeah.
I'm Mercy, the presentation maker and the researcher.
I'm Rhea, and I was a researcher. I'm Amir, I'm the programmer for View and researcher.
I'm William and I am a researcher.
And I'm Rahul, a programmer for the website and a video.
Okay, so here are statistics and facts about space. In 2010, Barack Obama predicted that the speed of the Mars program, humans will be in Mars in mid-2030. The Kepler Space Telescope is to run out of fuel within 3 months. The Apollo 12 mission was a near disaster as the crew almost ran out of fuel in the journey back to Earth, and it takes about 3 months to plan a rescue mission in case the spacecraft runs out of fuel. So you can see most of the problems here, and therefore we try to find a way to solve the problem, and it's by having a refueling station on the moon. Yeah.
Why the moon base? Well, there are countless space missions that have left the Earth's orbit to reach the destinations. However, the main threat is not enough fuel for the spacecraft to continue. It uses up to more than 500,000 kilograms of fuel for the launch due to Earth's gravity, and only has 150,000 grams of fuel to continue. To extend its life, you can create a base in the moon as a fueling station.
So what would you really use to make the base? So we kind of looked into it a little bit more and found nanostructured ceramics, which would be a very compact way, and also it's very strong. And once maybe you've done building the base, you could maybe transfer some people onto it, because there's not really enough space on Earth for nearly 8 billion people.
We plan on building a station on the moon's surface, and it's there to help fuel aircraft on the way to farther planets. Aircraft can also be repaired and improved on the station.
The problems. How will it be made? AI and engineers and builders can make it. Who will maintain the base? There will be AI robots to take care of the base and to run diagnostics if needed to. And the build will take a long time. Well, yes, the mission to Mars will be in 2030. So if it is done within 5 years and it is made in 3 years' time, there will be plenty of time for the mission to the moon. And finally, the build will be very expensive. Well, yeah, NASA can get government money out of it.
So NASA have put out a prize of $1 million to whichever scientist can create oxygen out of lunar rocks. But we decided to take inspiration from the International Space Station and use the electrolysis of water to generate oxygen instead.
So we were thinking, where should it really land on the moon? Well, you couldn't really land on a crater or somewhere artificial. You'd have to land on somewhere where no one's been before. So we looked at what would be useful. So maybe build hydrogen would be good when we're making water for living. So maybe also it's very soft and it'll be a smooth landing because it wouldn't really need to be moved for other reasons such as boulders or other things. But why not? So there's low gravity, meaning that if someone just jumped or maybe jumped too far, they could have just flown away. So the actual ideal spot would be right there, where there's a high amount of gravity and where Luna 23, 24 landed, but they didn't really leave. So, and it had lots of lunar rock on it, so we could bring that back and get a bit more money for the project.
In the future, we plan to further research and discovery and possibly make way for colonization. We plan on making missions for astronauts longer and inventing a better conservation of oxygen.
Here is our moon mission video.
You can only get sound on this.
The point of this website is to display newsfeed right from the moon, and it will be displayed in a way so that anyone on Earth can understand what's being put on there, and there will be a picture of what's happening, and content will be uploaded.
And finally, this is a Python. Yeah, this is a Python code. It is technically like a fueling. It keeps you up to date with everything. And yeah, so if I'm on the program, it says, do you want to see spaceship fuel check, location, fuel station, or low fuel? If let's say you press 4, enter. The current fuel is 77, and when you wait, there's like a little fuel bar that will soon, expand by time. So yeah, this is it.
So, if I understood, you're having your fuel base on the moon, and is your main target Mars?
Well, our main target is to refuel any spacecraft to extend its life so we can do more research.
Okay. So have you? What are the sort of ratios of distances, I guess, of moon to planets?
Well, we haven't really thought of that.
Okay. I really like the idea about using AI robots. They are the landing zones. So how do you plan to keep them alive and having, electricity and power?
Well, like most spacecraft, they use solar energy. So hopefully we can get sunlight, so we can use it to charge the robots.